Hello everyone, it's Danny here from Wiltshire Caravans. Just taking you around a very quick whistle-stop tour of the CV X8 handover. So we're just going to go through the main points on the video for handing over to the new customer. This particular CV X8 is actually been won by the competition winner at the NEC. So this is the actual physical one that's going to Mr. Muller. So come on round with me and I'll take you around the van. So I like to start at the back. Andy wanted to start at the front today. So if we start at the back, just all the basics. Obviously you've got your 16-inch wheels, tyre pressures are about 75.5 psi. You've got your internal hookup, so this is your 240 going into the system. You've also got an external, so if you want to put anything on the outside, you can do, electric barbecue, things like that. Toilet cassette, traditional to a caravan and any motorhome, but it's a effective cassette. Literally lift the red orange handle, sorry I'm colourblind, and pull towards you. Now we do have a dedicated toilet one, but just a quick with these you just need to twist the nozzle, take the nozzle off and put it to one side. You don't want to put it down the toilet hole, and it is literally as easy as lift and press the button to release any air. That will release the fluids out of the toilet. These do have a measure inside. You might not be able to see it, but it's just depending on how much fluid you want to put in. Once you have emptied it, you do need to open it and swirl it out with some water. There's usually a hose pipe close by. Give it a swirl, shake it up, empty it out, away you go. It slots in, it sits on a track, and then just push it in and wait till you hear it click. It drops down, it's locked in. You must have the blade open in the toilet to actually do this, because if the blade is closed it'll allow you to release it. If it's open, it'll be locked. Does have a nice little touch that it's magnetic as well. Lockable. You have your fresh water intake, so you traditionally put a hose pipe in there, it rests there and fills it up. You'll know it's full because it'll overfill. This particular vehicle has an LPG system for its gas, so most people will get a set of cloth or cotton gloves because the gas that you do inject into here is quite cold and you might get a bit of a backsplash from it. But it's literally twist it on, pull the nozzle just like you would with a petrol pump or diesel pump, and then typically on the pump itself there's another button. You press and hold that till it stops. Once it stops, it's full. You will only get about 80 to 90% full into one of these, because it needs the air pressure as well behind it. Drain taps, blue is clean, grey is dirty. That'll be the dirty water from your sink and your shower, and that'll be from the fresh water tank on board. So that's from this one. There's also a little vent here, and that is to do with the boiler. So just don't try and block that off or do anything silly. There is an exhaust under here. This does get hot, so just bear in mind if you are scrabbling around underneath, just bear in mind that does get quite hot. Otherwise, just going around to the other side of the vehicle. Typically this would have number plates on, but we don't want to show it with number plates at the moment because it is a customer's van. Inside, very quickly, bonnet pull is here. Pull it once, pull it twice just to double check, and that will then allow you access to the engine compartment. Release is in the middle, stay goes into the red receptacle. The only real things that you ever need to worry about under here is just your screen wash, which is just here, that you'll have to fill up with a watering can. The rest of it, so your coolant, brake and clutch fluid, is all to do with your service department that's going to be looking after your vehicle. Doesn't have a dipstick because it's built into the dashboard. Oil fill up is here. The only other thing of any note that crops up in the world of motorhomes is if you ever have to jump start it, The negative terminal is here, which has got there, and then just down here on the fuse board there is another one. It's under there, and it comes back a little bit just under this flap here. You need to use the key, prise it in, pull it up. Little secret when shutting the bonnets, always drop them from about halfway and just let it go. Won't do any damage. You'll actually do more damage by putting it down and trying to press it closed, because you'll put a dent in the middle. Following around to the side of the vehicle, we've got the NCC approval. We've also got your fuel filler, traditional fuel filler, key in, twist and pull. To close it, twist and shut. You also have AdBlue. AdBlue is a chemical that you can get from any petrol station. It is made from urea, which is basically drawn from pigs' urine, and it's a cleaner basically for the exhaust system. Again, on your dashboard you've got your fuel gauge, and also on your dashboard you've got your AdBlue levels. One word of warning, that if, for instance, the computer on the vehicle tells you that it's low on AdBlue, bearing in mind it will give you a mileage that you must top the AdBlue up with, otherwise it will not restart when you turn it off. You've got your electric step, which I'll show you how to do in just a second. Awning light, and effectively for this side of the vehicle that's it. The only other thing that you've got on the back of the vehicle, some of them are coming with bike racks. You've got a 2 bike rack that goes on this side, or you've got the vertical bike rack that goes on this side. You've got a reversing camera at the top with your high level brake light, and then just from the back here you can see that it's got the TV aerial already mounted and built in. So it's all pre-wired for a TV should you wish to have one. And then you get quite a nice little step that I don't usually see with most campers, motorhomes. It's yeah, I don't know why, it's just a nice little step. If we go into the side of the vehicle, the van is currently set into its daytime mode. We will swap the video very shortly and put it into a nighttime mode for you. But quite simple, just here is your switches for your electric step. There's also a 230 volt outlet, lift up worktop, cutlery drawer, and then 3 other drawers for you to use, hide stuff away. To shut this, there's a little bar in the top, and that will release it, let it down. Otherwise you can just release it manually, but the button's nice and easy. All your worktops are wipe clean, so you can just use some soapy water or just traditional cleaner. My advice, try not to use too much bleach if you are cleaning the tops. We will go to the roof video shortly in a minute as well, but if we just do the basics of the inside of the motorhome. Up here you've got some storage, so currently we're in daytime mode, so the ladder for the upstairs is in here. When we go into nighttime mode we'll swap those two around. All your cupboards have got push buttons on, so press them down, that'll release. Nothing in them. You have downlighters all the way around the van. Literally switch on the side of it is on and off. Job done. This is travelling seats, so you've got 4 travelling seat belts, and everything is tucked away at the moment under here because we've been doing testing with the boiler and stuff like that. So your seat belts are in there, and they'll be pulled out ready to go before you drive away. If we stay on this side of the van, next thing really is the bathroom. It's a traditional motorhome stroke caravan stroke camper van bathroom. Andy's going to show you the inside. We've got 2 nice mirrors, opening window, sink, cassette toilet. Now the tap for the sink actually detaches, it pulls out, as Andy is now demonstrating, and that will pull out and go up and mount above you so you can use it as a shower. There is also a shower curtain to go in here if you wish. It makes sense because it stops water getting everywhere. Just one thing, right at the bottom is a vent from the boiler. So that is if you want to hang some wet clothes in here, you can use it to dry them. But obviously lots and lots of moisture in a caravan or a motorhome is never a brilliant idea, so just keep them nice and dry. You've got a TV mount on this wall. It's ready to go. Literally, this just screws on the back of the TV, and then the whole unit slots on there. You've got your TV aerial, sorry, TV power, so it's your 12 volt power. You've got your TV aerial, and then you've got 240 power if you're running a standard home TV, but if you're using a motorhome caravan one, they're usually 12 volts. Again, more downlighters all the way around. In here, you've got your freestanding table, which just pops out, and that will sit in the middle of the sofa area for you if you wish to use this as a dinette area as well. And then you've got your light switches for this area and the bathroom. This side of the van, well, to the rear of the van, you've got your exit and entrance handle, so you can open both doors, open it up, have a cup of tea, look at the view. Very nice. All your windows have got fly screens and blackout blinds. Now, something I do like about this that a lot of the manufacturers don't do. Usually they put the blackouts at the top and put the fly screens at the bottom, which means this way round you can still walk around in just your pair of shorts or your birthday suit. No one can see you, but you can still let a little bit of light in. Just an observation that customers have come back to me with, because I have in the past had to turn them the other way around. Again, more storage, so plenty of room. Fire alarm, CO2 alarm, they're prepped, ready to go. We've just got to peel the stickers off for you. I won't show the bed at this second. I'll do that in a minute so Andy can go outside. In here is a hanging wardrobe. Currently you've got the screen covers in here as well. Just keep them out of the way. Fridge. This is Thetford's electric fridge. There is no gas implied with this fridge. It's purely 12 volt. Works on the leisure battery, or will work on mains hookup. But it's quite simple. Press and hold the power button. Once it's blue, that means it's on. To change the settings, press the moonlight, and that will convert from, if we can get it to do it, we have got a cover over this at the moment, so it might not like it. There we go. So to change the power, you can press the level. It's always wise to have this blue, this moonlight blue. That means it's in silent mode, and it's just a bit quieter, uses less efficiency. My advice is, if you're running to site, have it off and have it on full power. Once you're on site, and you're all set up and it's cold, then just put it into the into the quiet mode. Freezer, it's only a small freezer, but it'll do your microwave bangers and mash. And inside of here, you've got all your area for beer, really. Maybe a bit of cheese. Oh, and bacon. Cooker, traditional cooker. It has piezo ignition, which is battery powered. So you may find that have to be changed after a few years, but it's only a couple of seconds. And then you've got gas rings all around the vehicle. So 1, 2, 3. You've got a grill and an oven in there as well. Again, they're all gas. Another piece of advice is make sure that is up and out of the way. Please don't put it down while it's absolutely roasting hot, or while it's still got a flame, because it can shatter. In here, the most annoying thing on any caravan or motorhome is that the grill pan. It rattles like you would not believe. Wrap it up in a tea towel and then chuck it in the bathroom is my advice, or put it somewhere that it just doesn't move too much, because that going down the road will drive you absolutely insane. Top tip. Another drawer for your pots and pans, and then under here you've got access to the drain off for the boiler, which is the yellow tap. A lot of that you won't need to touch. The only thing you will need to touch is that yellow one to drain off the water out the boiler when it's freezing cold, unless you're actually using the boiler. But if it's stood up and you've got it parked up and you're leaving it parked up. We do get a lovely little sock for the tap. I think that's to keep it warm. Or nice, I don't know. But it can stay on there, it looks nice. Tap looks better on its own though. Again, more space. There's your shower curtain. So that's there, ready to go in if you want to put it in. Sink. You do have a little draining board. You do have a plug. The only thing I will say about the draining board is it really needs to be on there, and if the van is not on a downhill slope, it will come this way, but it should run down onto the inside and back in the sink. More storage space under here, and then you've got your gas manifolds at the bottom as well. So that's just on and off if you need to turn it off when you're going over on the tunnel or on a ferry, because they do like you to have them turned off. Heating controls and main power board. So you have a main master power. This is power on, and that turns your systems on. You do have down lights, awning lights, battery level, fresh water tank level, and a master switch. This one here is for your water pump. By turning that on, it turns the water pump on. Just bear in mind, if you've got the taps open, it will spurt everywhere, and you will also need to draw the air out of the tanks and the taps before you can use it. So you will feed, by pressing this button, you'll actually feed the boiler first, so the boiler's got water into the system, then it will go to the taps afterwards. Heating controls, still got stickers on, so they might be a little bit of a pain in the bum to press, but it's quite simple. You've got gas, on or off, electric, on or off. This is for your heating. So we got a thermostat to set it to where you want it, and then how much power do you want to use. You've got one or two. We're actually on hookup at the moment, so it'll use two. Entirely up to you. And then you can add gas to the system if you'd like extra power again. And then all off, and then put it into frost mode. Very similar with the water. The water heater, we can tell it we would like it on 40 degrees or 60 degrees. You can have gas or electric, and then you've got 40, 60, or eco and boost. Really, that is it. Again, power off. Quite simple to use, really. It's quite self-explanatory. There is a Bible that comes with the vehicle, so you can actually revert back to that. Now we're going to have a little swap around now and just do the roof and the rear bed. And the other thing that I just need to show you is the one that's still here that I haven't shown you, which is just basically your gas levels. This is the underslung tank that's built in on the van. I think it's 25 litres on this van. And it's quite simple. E is empty, orange light, green light's all the way up to full. 25 litres of LPG is probably around, equates to about £14 in gas. So when you do fill up, depending on where you fill up, it's roughly at the moment it's about 99p a litre-ish. That's on the expensive side, about 70p a litre elsewhere. So yeah, it's about £14–15 to fill it up. I know it's only 25 litres, but my maths isn't that great, so I'm not going to be exact for you. So we're just going to do bed area first at the rear, because that's nice and simple, and then we can swap around and do the roof. Just before we go upstairs, we're just going to do a quick one of the under passenger seat of what is actually here. Again, a lot of this is mainly for our service engineers and stuff like that. But you've got your battery to battery controller, the blue box. The grey box is your 240 volt and your 12 volt fuse board. So you've got your trip switches and your fuses. You've got blown air heating, so this is some of your ducting work. Here, just below my finger, is the blue water pump, and next to that is a water filter. Effectively, you should never really need to touch anything under here, but I just thought I'd show you just in case you do have a power issue. That just drops down, and then the board, bed board goes back, or seat board goes back on. Seat belts are out, and then it's got some pins that come up from underneath that just sit in the cushion. All done. Right, let's go and do a bed. So next thing we want to do is just show you how to make up the bed. It is quite simple. Bearing in mind this is my first time. So these cushions do have a slight roll on them. But effectively, the easiest way to do this is pull the master cushion off, slide it back, and then drop the centres. The centres come from the back, so quite easy. I'm not going to do both sides, there's no need. But you can actually take these off as well if you want to. And they just push out of the way. Really simple. While we are under here and in this area though, I will just show you one other thing that everyone's going to say we've missed. We're not going to. Under here is just some more ducting work from the boiler. That's for your blown air heating. And in there is your leisure battery. Something I will say actually, while I think about it with your leisure battery, is a wet lead acid battery. So you will want to check the water level in it, and it's distilled water you will need if you need to top it up. The water actually needs to be over the electro plates, otherwise you'll burn the battery out. It won't do any harm to you, but the battery will no longer work. So to put it into night mode, there is a ladder up here. Just going to be gentle because this is a customer's van and it is brand new. I will put that up in just a second. It does only have one leg. You'll see why in a second, but it's did confuse me the first time I saw it. So we're going to put the roof up first. Now you do have a beating stick. Now the police, well, I think we'll be all right, but it's not a baseball bat, it's not a criminal weapon. It's a beating stick for Andy when he doesn't do good videos. So we're just going to show you how to open the roof. It is really easy. 2 clips, done, and out of the way. You do have some roof straps that you can send up with it and pull it down tight, but this roof, although it's now loose, is still locked down. We do have to press this switch. We have to wait a couple of seconds and then it will go up. And with your beating stick, it just gives you that little bit extra to push it up. Now, just going to put that, no I'm not, I'm going to put that back there anyway. Up here, there's another little light, which is a reading light for upstairs. On that light, you also do have a USB charger. I know Andy you can't see it, but on the basically the tail end of the charger there is a USB socket. Upstairs, the bed will take a pair of full-grown adults. It is actually part of the roof structure as well as its own structure, so it's not like a Volkswagen pop top where you're sleeping on a little board. You're actually sleeping on the full roof structure of the van. So yes, nice and convenient for 2 adults. You also have anti-drunk guard. So if you're like me and Andy and you've gone away in the camper and you're having a little cuddle, but one of you has had a few too many to drink, there's just a netting just to stop you falling out. I will roll that back out of the way. Also, the roof itself does have various zips around it, so you can open them up. You can let fresh air in. You can have, open it up so you've got Perspex windows. You can have midgie screens, but there's a really nice thing that the whole base of the roof, you can unzip it, roll it all the way up and have it fully open. So you could, if you were wild camping, you could sleep under the stars, literally. The other thing with the roof is it does have a large hecky roof vent, again, which has blackouts and fly screens and does fully open to the top. Bringing it down is a very simple process. However, the strap that is used to do that has been configured not correctly, and I need to just adjust that and get something rather large to pull it back down with. But yeah, shutting the roof down is the same process. Bring it down. We'll actually do that in a second for you. Okay, so we've now brought out one-legged Fred, the ladder. It's quite simple. It's got a join in the middle. Literally open it up on the join. And now you can see why one-legged Fred has one leg. There are some butterfly clamps on here just to lock it onto the connectors. So just so if you've had a few drinks and you are on a bit of a wobble, you'll be all right coming down the stairs. Shutting the roof, we've now put the strap in the right position. And it is very simple. However, you must have the sliding door or some windows open because there's going to be pressure inside the caravan or inside the motorhome. So anything that's got a pop top will have hinges on the back, and you want the balloon to come in rather than blow out. So doors or windows open. At the moment we've got the big sliding door open. Pull it down from the middle, but also a bit of advice, as it's halfway down, just make sure that it's all in. Now this roof is brilliant, it does actually do it all on its own. And then just keep bringing it down nice and gently. You might hear some creaks and groans, usually that's Andy, but today, there we go. So once it's down, there's two grab handles. Just pull it down and make sure it's tight. Tuck everything up out of the way, and then find your connectors, plug them in and pull them tight. All these straps can come off or be tightened up, entirely up to you how you want to work it. Done. That is officially the roof down. It's now locked into position. There is a strap that is tucked up out the way, but it is here. This helps when the balloon is coming down. Just pull the sides in a little bit more for you. It's elasticated, so it's pulling it in all the time. This, my advice, slide that up out of the way. Going back to the roof light, blackout blinds, fly screens, and then traditional hecky, pushing the button, if I can feel it. No, I'm actually lying to you, they've changed it. This is a windy one. So, yeah. And like all heckies, roof lights, windows, please make sure that they're closed when you're driving, because the amount that we have to change because people have broken them and left them open. The only last thing that we want to do for the video is just show you how the windows open. They're quite simple, traditional. Flick them up. Usually got 2, 3 or 4 on a window. Push it open. Now with these windows you do have a manual tightener, so push it out and lock it into whatever position you want. Bringing it back in, don't forget to undo them. Let them go slack and lock it away. Otherwise, everyone, I think that's about it. Thanks for watching. Sorry it's a bit of a random one, but we try and make them a little bit fun and a little bit so you remember them. If any comments are in the sections, please feel free to put them in. We are Wiltshire Caravans, myself, Andy. No, I'll be Danny today. Andy's in front of the camera. Usually we do this the other way around. So I'm Danny, we got Andy. Give us a call, 01373 752 100. sales at wiltshirecaravans.co.uk. Come and visit us. We like a visit because we like an excuse to go and have a cup of tea or a coffee. So we're at 36 Headquarters Road, West Wilts Industrial Estate, Westbury, Wiltshire, BA 134JR. Yeah, come on down. We've got Xplore, we've got Wild Axe, we've got Eldest, we've got Crusader, we've got Buccaneer. So we've got a real nice big selection of brand new and used caravans, motorhomes. But yeah, this lucky one has been won by a gentleman. See you soon.